What is shaking, guys? It's CJ from My Tide Lacrosse coming at you again with a stick review today. We are reviewing the Tribe 7 Fort 7 goalie head. The Fort 7 is one of the latest heads from Tribe 7 along with the B7, which I have right here. My whole room is now decked out in Tribe 7. There's a Savage 7 right there. I used that for college this year and I loved it. They did a really, really great job with it. Has a lot of really cool features, and I'm a giant Tribe 7 fan. You guys know that by now, that I am a freak for Tribe 7. Starting up at the top, it's got a really nice scoop, no center hole, which I kind of found to be difficult when I was stringing it, but it all worked out. I'll go through the stringing afterward. Chris for Mainly Mesh. If you haven't subscribed to Mainly Mesh yet, you're missing out. He made a really good point of how the scoop is, when it's sitting straight, you can see how it's angled forward a little bit. In theory, what that's supposed to do is when you're making a save, it's still angled down, so when the ball hits the top of the scoop, it's redirected into the pocket, which is kind of a cool idea. I've played goalie a couple times. You guys saw on Instagram that I played goalie for a little bit, just shooting around the backyard, and it does do a good job at directing shots downward and not hitting off and bending back and going into the net. So that was a pretty cool feature. On the outside here, you can see these two little edges, these aggressively inward flared edges. Those, Tribe 7 referred to those as winglets, which kind of sounds like a dish you to get at like Buffalo Wild Wings, like really, really tiny, like chick wings of like baby chickens, like winglets. Again, it's there for when you're catching the edge. Instead of it leaning back and rolling off, it's going to either direct straight back out or back down, which again, it works. It may pick up a couple more saves for you. It certainly did for me. So that was a really, really cool little feature. You can also see the scoop is very broad on the top. It's not very rounded. It's almost squared, which I appreciate. It gives you a little bit of extra surface area. So that's pretty cool. Going down the sidewall, you can see that it has this very interesting shaped taper to it, and I found that actually gives you a little bit more control when you're clamping the ball in either direction when you're going to make the save on a ground ball. It helps it lay a little bit flatter, which I thought was pretty cool. Probably not that big of a difference to another goalie head, but I still thought it was really cool. It felt really comfortable clamping the ball down and making saves. It's got a couple little struts coming down the side. It's pretty stiff in all the directions for a goalie head, so that's a pretty cool feature. It's also, looking at the face shape, it's also very wide. This is a very wide goalie head, which I appreciated, especially being a new goalie. You know, not that I'm a goalie, but I'm learning to play goalie. But I really, really appreciated that it was a little bit wider. The throat, pretty basic throat. Nothing too fancy there, except you can see on all the different sides, there's these little nibs coming out. That just, if you're a goalie that likes to choke up on the throat when you're making saves, gives you a lot more control. Your hand doesn't want to slide off as much. So again, that was a great little feature that they thought about for a position that is often really overlooked. I mean, you look out there and see how many offensively minded heads there are, and then you look at how many defensively minded heads and then goalie heads there are, and it's quite dramatically different. So kudos to Tribe 7 absolutely for making a goalie head. And of course, you guys know that I'm all about the price. I'm all about the deal. This head is only $60 unstrung, which is well below the normal price for a goalie head. You guys know I appreciate that. So with that being the price, this is an awesome head for, at the higher up level, it's going to do a great job because it's really light. It's wide, but it's really, really light. So you're going to be able to move it around more and in theory get more saves, which is killer idea. But it's also going to be great for someone that's just getting into playing goalie, and you need a little bit of a wider head to help make those extra saves, or to any young youth player that wants to learn how to play goalie. This is great for them too because of that extra wide face shape and the curve in the front, which helps make a couple more saves. So it's really great for anybody. I wouldn't say that it's directly aimed at one type of player in particular, but if you just want to test out playing goalie and you don't want to dish out a ton of money, this is an excellent option, and I love this. I think it does a great job when I played with it. And then you hook it up with some 12 diamond moon mesh, and you are really in business, which is what I have here. So a little bonus, we'll give you a pattern, because I couldn't really find a pattern for this head. No one's really put out a pattern that I've seen. So I came up with one on my own. Has a pretty decent channel. When there's a ball in it, it bowls out a teeny bit, but you're still going to get really, really great control with the mesh. Would have preferred maybe a couple more sidewall holes, but I didn't have too much trouble with it once I played around with it and I learned goalie string theory. It came out really nice. So on the top, we just have, I bunched an extra, so it's an 11 diamond top string, but I bunched the outside too, so it's really like a 9 diamond top string. So it's a bunch, 2 diamond bunch. Skip a hole, knot on the next diamond, skip a hole, knot, 2 knots through the center diamond. That gives it really, makes it real strong on the top. And then right back across, knot, skip a hole, knot, and then tie the last 2 diamonds down. So that makes it really nice and tight, but not super tight where you're going to lose rebounds in the top corners. And on the side, we have anchor in the first diamond, skip a hole, SI, ooh, gotta make sure I get that. Let's see. SI, skip a hole, interlock, 1, 2, skip a hole, interlock, and then what I didn't do, what I should have done is tie down this last diamond to this bottom hole. It would have actually helped the channel a little bit, but I didn't, and just came through and going to the bottom, and then just a simple tie on the bottom with the bottom string through the 9 diamond row, or the 11 diamond row. Overall, love this head, great value. If you want to experiment with playing goalie, or you're a goalie looking for a great light, high-performing head, this is the one to go for it. I highly recommend it. You know I'm all about Tribe 7 and what they're doing. And when you throw some 12 diamond moon mesh in there, you are going to be stonewall. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's a red button down there. So follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Comment below if you've used the Tribe 7, the Fort 7. Your opinions on things, any questions you have. We're still looking for questions for Q&A Saturday, so get those questions in. We love you guys. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. We can't do what we do without you. Tribe 7 is you. Fort 7. Holding down the fort. That's the pun.